Natalia. Hi, how are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I am doing so great. I can't believe that finally, after so many weeks, even months, we finally can catch up and then have this nice conversation for my YouTube channel and all of the other channels. So it's been a while, isn't it?
You've been going through massive change. I went through a change. We're continuously traveling, though no wonder, isn't it?
So let me go back to your career on LinkedIn when you first started and you became this amazing unicorn and this absolutely well-known speaker for LinkedIn for everything. You may want to give us, like, for those two people in the world that don't know you and may be listening today, how about you give us a small but funny wrap up about your history on LinkedIn?
Sure. So I studied social science, finished that, left Germany, moved to the United Arab Emirates, worked in the educational sector, then worked in the private sector in marketing slash business development, and then the big 30 was on the horizon. And this is where my first early life crisis slash spiritual awakening knocked at my door saying, what are you doing with your life? So I quit my job, went on a sabbatical, and during that sabbatical, I asked myself, what is it that I want to do? I experimented, and here I'm shortening everything, compressing it down into two ideas. After testing everything, I realized personal branding it is, LinkedIn it is, and I literally failed myself up to becoming a LinkedIn unicorn. What does that mean? It means building a genuine community, not followers, forget that.
Why are people obsessed? And I really mean like addicted to those figures, just before we continue?
Well, there are multiple perspectives we can choose. First of all, social media is built in a way that it plays with our hormones and it is a quick dopamine hit. So it's, yay, amazing, more followers, more people follow me. Then I feel a lot of individuals never really healed the inner wound of self-love, self-acknowledgement, self-validation, and they need others for that. So every follower is somebody who tells you, yeah, thumbs up, you're great. And then the third aspect I feel is the fact that we live in a world which tendency wise is more interested in hardcore and not so much when it comes to connection, impact, families that have been built.
Let's just go back to your story. So you had a lot of followers. You had, I don't know how many, gazillion, I guess.
Exactly, trillion. Like LinkedIn exploded basically. There was an
Right.
alarm bell, like, "Mah, mah, mah, mah," too many followers. Not. So basically, literally, one of my posts went viral, and my followers grew from 3,000 to 18,000. And then another post went viral, and it grew from 18 to 30,000. And then I was one of the first testers of video and a beta tester of LinkedIn Live. And back then, the impressions, I'm sure you remember, it was insane. It was like
Yes.
organically getting over 2,000 likes on a video and over 190,000 impressions per post. So
Yes.
I monetized on that. And I gave my best to use what I've learned on Instagram from artists, from dancers, from makeup artists, from bloggers, from painters, and use that and posted it on LinkedIn. So I always gave my best to not be so strict and serious and add more authenticity and more humanity to this platform, while understanding that LinkedIn is also a little bit business, different than other social media platforms, because it's more
Right.
about business. And what is business? Business is about relationships. And because people don't understand relationships, they are not successful on LinkedIn and they're not successful in their business. So yeah, this is how I became a LinkedIn unicorn, or did that, and it worked.
I think you also put something that I was really impressed by. This is the grain of fun. Like you put a lot of fun in it. Just like I remember some post of you being in a unicorn suit and you're
One week.
running through, I don't
Yeah.
know if it was LinkedIn or I don't know, in a conference, just like I saw you like pretty formal in like blouse and skirt. But I also remember you just like running through a straight stage in a unicorn outfit. And I was like, the heck? And believe it or not, I mean, this is years ago. We're talking years ago, but you remember that.
Yeah,
Like, I'm
yeah.
sure you remember. I think it was, I don't know, 20, I don't know, before the pandemic. So it must be something 2019, 20, something like that.
19, I
So
think. Yeah.
it was something like
19.
that. And now, believe it or not, 5 years later, like we are now in 2024. I read this amazing book from Dr. Ali Abdal saying, if you don't put the fun into your work, you will never really be successful. Just remember everything that you have
Absolutely.
done in the past, everything that you were really, really good at, everything in the present that you're really, really good at. You just don't only love it, you have fun with it, right? The content, again, what you did, it was not just only fun thing. It has a lot of message in it.
Yeah, it's for me a word that really describes it is edutaining. So it's a mix between education and entertainment. So I give my best to add value, but to also teach people at the same time, because this is what I feel.
See, you, as far as I remember, you also publish your content in several languages. It was English and German. You didn't care too much about the algorithms and the hacks and this and that. You were, as far as I remember, constantly focused on edutainment, as you just said, the value that you were provided. And then you just went for it and just published the content, as you just said. I think this is really, really interesting. The right people would listen, the right people would learn, the right people would contribute also towards you, give you feedback, ask you questions. So you build your own community of like-minded people that also like people like you and like people who are in your community. I'm not a consultant in that way. There are enough people out there for that. Me, it's just like LinkedIn, and then try to do the business that you can do, because I still think that it's an amazing platform. I think that you can do a lot of business if you do the right things in the right order with the right people, as you did. And I think this is a recipe from my experience. It doesn't matter if you had started back then in 2019 or if you're starting in 2024, it does not matter at all. A few things had changed. Would you agree that the fundamental, adding value, being consistent, reaching out to people when you have something to say, would you say that those things, amongst other things, are the same fundamental things that you have to do in order to be successful on LinkedIn?
Absolutely. So the core principles are the same. What is different is that you do not get this incredibly insane, phenomenal, out of this world reach with your content as before. And because we parked the topic of vanity metrics a few minutes ago, yes, it's nice to have a lot of likes and a lot of comments and a lot of reshares to be seen as an authority
Right.
figure. And I have never met a person who went into a store and wanted to buy a kilo of apples and some honey and said, here, I have 100,000 followers. You can't buy stuff, or you can't go to the dentist and pay with the amount of followers that you have on your LinkedIn profile or with the amount of
No.
comments under your posts. This is reality. So, what is more important, and a lot of people don't want to hear that, is the art of genuine relationship building. How do you build relationships with strangers on a daily basis that is in alignment with your energy type? That is
Right.
not terrifying, that's not stupid, that is not automated. So, how do you reach out to talk to other humans who are behind the screen, behind the LinkedIn profile? How do you then build a relationship? And how do you how to say that, eloquently and elegantly get them either on the phone
Yeah.
or to purchase your first product or to subscribe to your newsletter or whatever it is, to get them onto the customer journey. And again, all of that without you feeling irritated, them feeling irritated. And this is what, for me at least personally, social media is for. It is a business and communications tool.
Right.
It's not about, oh, I want to feel good about this. No, in the end, it's there because I use it as a tool to grow my business. And a business is not a hobby. A business needs customers. Like, why do we need more followers and likes? I know so many people who have tiny networks, but relevant networks. And they make a fortune with that because they have learned to communicate authentically and build genuine relationships. And that's something that a lot of people don't understand yet, because I think there's a delay in consciousness or awareness when it comes to social media. I think A lot of individuals are now in the stage of, I do understand, I need social media, I do need a personal brand. That's what I was preaching 7 years ago,
Right,
but
right,
they are still
right.
here.
Yes.
So what I'm talking about, they will understand within the next 7 years. So I'm talking about relationship building. So if we have another conversation in 7 years, the majority of people will be talking about relationship building. I don't know what I'll be talking about in 7 years, but this is to give you a little bit of an idea how I perceive the reality around us. Yeah.
Here's the thing. When you just said it, I was literally in my mind, I knew 5 people that have more than, let's say, 15,000 followers on LinkedIn, maybe 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, and then several more thousands ish you exit on other platforms as well. And believe it or not, then they have also, let's put that in inverted commas, second jobs in order to fill the fridges, in order to pay the mortgage, in order to pay the rent, in order to whatever it is. I would like to quote you: if you don't have this genuine connection, you don't have a business. If you're not really making money, you don't have a business, you
Yeah,
have a hobby. I think this is really
it
huge.
is.
And people, and I want to just say that again because I think it's really important for the audience. It takes time until you have this relevant network. So instead of just going for followers, going for likes, going for I don't know, shares or comments or whatever it is that people are obsessed about, just like, how about you get obsessed with making
Mhm.
money,
I'm fully with you.
like doing your
Yeah.
business? I know that you have a little bonus for us.
Well, there is a book I've written. It's called Barefaced Authenticity. Ta-da! 25 flawsome stories
It's
from the
lovely.
journey to the true self. What I gave, or what is this book about? So basically, during my sabbatical, I decided to write about my failures, my fears, my insecurities, my wrong beliefs, my wounds, however you want to call that. Some people might call it trauma, all same, but different. And authentically share that. And my audience loved it. And what I then at the end decided to look at our 25 top performing posts over this sabbatical year or 9 months and build a book around it. And the beauty of it is it's a book
Right.
from the community for the community, because the community voted through their likes and comments what are the best stories. But then I also wrote 2 or 3 times, I'm saying I'm writing a book not for my ego, not to be another best-selling author, but to help you. What kind of questions do you have? What kind of problems do you have? How can I add value to your life? People commented. So based on that, I created a structure and I mirrored it back. I'm like, that's the structure of the book, that's the content, what else do you need? And I got feedback, and based on that, we've created a book. Each of these 25 stories has 3 questions. So we have 75 questions in the end for you that help you see the world in a healthier way, that help you accept all aspects of yourself, that help you experience more ease in your business. And in the end, it's all about having more peace and harmony and balance within yourself. Because when you don't have it here on the inside, you're going to project all of the drama and pain on the outside, and it will manifest sooner or later in either your relationship or your sales process or your business or whatever it is. Because why? I feel it's a higher intelligence showing you you're ready to level up. Like, seriously, do you want to work like that? No. You're destined to do more, but you're not listening. So I'm going to take a slap and show you where you're allowed to look at, what you're allowed to integrate to become a fuller, rounder, better version of yourself. So that's what it's all about. The book is available on Amazon.com. It's available in German and English as a Kindle and as a paperback. So thanks so much.
Of course, we will put a link down below. Natalia, thank you so much for taking the time today with me, for giving your perspective on LinkedIn, on inner truth, on inner voice, on how to, at the end of the day, being not only authentic, but also how can you do more business. What is the last thing that you want to share with the audience before we leave?
Have patience. Exactly. Have patience with yourself. Don't judge yourself so harshly. I mean, why? It doesn't make sense. If you emotionally beat yourself up and create so much pressure, it's not going to help. So, yes, put in the work, put in the inner work, stretch your comfort zone a little bit every day, and do that over years, and eventually you're going to reach to the best version of yourself. Everything else is madness, so please stop doing that.
Again, thank you so much, people. If you want to follow Natalia, I will put down the link below for her
LinkedIn or Instagram. I still use the platform, I just use it different.
All right, so I will put all the links that you want me down below. So if people want to follow you, just like they can do so. Thank you so much. I really hope to see you anytime soon. I know that we've been traveling to most of the time to the same places, but in different time, like in different time slots. Like I'm in Dubai. Oh, I just left Dubai. I'm now in Abu Dhabi. Oh, freak! I was in Abu Dhabi, but I need now to go to New York. And I said, New York's going to be in 2 months. So crazy. We're gonna catch up at some point this year.
It will work out.
This is the big goal for both of us. Just like at one point at a time to be at the same place at the same time. Just like in meet personal. Love you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, and then see you for next time. Bye bye.